I am Sherry Soul, your host. This is Brother Minister Taharka Shakur. This is Sister Brenda Robinson. And this is Chicago's very own sax preacher, the legendary sax preacher to be exact. Yes, indeed. Just wanted to let you all know that the Black View does not claim to speak for everyone. We are just voicing our voices for the community, for what's happening in our towns, in our streets. You already know what's going on, y'all. And we gotta have something to say about it. So we're here. With that being said, let's get started, y'all. Yes. I'm glad I'm ready. And thank you, audience. Thank you so much, audience, for being here today. Give it up for yourselves. Let you all know that we are here at a celebration for Kwanzaa called Ujama Market. And yesterday, that was, don't get me wrong. Okay. Ujima. Yes, Ujima. Tongue twisted. And then Kuji Chagalia, which is that day I just love to say that, Kuji Chagalia. So yeah, today we are here doing a live taping at the wonderful Hale School. And right now we are going to get to some real topics, because that's what we do, the Black View, we get down to the nitty gritty. With that being said, the first topic is Black leadership versus Black politicians. And so, first and foremost, I'll speak about Black leadership. So many people were on that bandwagon of Obama being president. Obama. Now, I don't know how much I can say. So what I'll do is I'll just leave it at this. I'm always grateful when I see our people in positions of leadership, because I feel that we don't have it enough. But how many of our people are really being leaders of our people? So it's one thing to see us in high places, but it's another thing to just have someone that's Black, but they're still operating like anybody else would operate, to our community. So how many people are our leaders but are really leading? We had leaders like Martin Luther King, who, although he was all about like getting rid of segregation, some would agree that that wasn't a good thing for many reasons, because when you start getting into gentrification, we start knowing that there's a lot of people that forget to start supporting their businesses, their own people, and we got so many people coming into our communities, setting up shop and taking all the resources. But even then, right now we're in a time where the resources are, here up for grabs, but how much of it? Because here it is, my mom has a Black-owned business, and she's going for grants, but she got people already telling her that there's no money as soon as she walks in the door. And it's like, we want to believe that, but then to some degree, we feel like some people are, working to try to make sure that we don't get that money, and are giving it to their own. But we're going to leave that part alone and get back to it. Because
I want to mention that every Black politician is not a Black leader, first and foremost. When we look at Obama, since you mentioned Obama to start off the conversation, what laws, what ordinances, when did he ever actually speak on the Black problem, the problems that we have as Black people? I think when we see any of our congressmen or aldermen in our communities, are they really supporting Black people? Because if you look at it, the alderman is the one who let certain things come into our community. We talk about businesses, businesses in the
Yes.
How many Black businesses do we have in our community? When we talk about the TIF money that comes into certain communities, when we look at the businesses inside of our communities, why are there liquor stores next to daycare centers?
Oh, man.
If we look at the law, they're not supposed to be that close to each other. But our aldermen, which are Black in most of our Black communities,
absolutely,
are allowing them to place them right next to them to breed the next generation of alcoholics. So when we talk about Black leaders and Black politicians, we have to look at COINTELPRO for a second. When I think about COINTELPRO, one of the biggest things COINTELPRO says is Black leadership will never come from Black people. That they will never let one of our leaders who actually has the potential to be a Black Messiah, and according to them, a Messiah is someone with a voice and the power to bring Black people together and get them to start a revolution.
Yes.
They then stated, we will give Black people their Black leaders.
Man.
So-
You know, just to be black and considering yourself in a leadership position don't mean that you're a black leader. If you're not championing the cause of black people, if you're not addressing our condition, then you're not our leader, you just black.
Right.
See, and we gotta get out of just because somebody pop up and run for office, that they're now our leaders. They're not. You mentioned Martin Luther King. You gotta mention Elijah Muhammad. You gotta mention Marcus Messiah Garvey,
Yes.
Malcolm X,
Yes.
Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
Yes.
Those people stayed. Fred Hampton, not Junior, Fred Hampton.
Yes.
Junior
Yes.
Fred Hampton.
No offense.
Those people stayed on the grind, making sure that whatever it is that we have or really don't have, they addressed it. And want to be our black leader? Then you better go to the root of our problem and uncover that hidden hand that got us in that condition. If you're scared to speak out, you ain't our leader.
Man, tell me about it.
So
I don't know
those
whose leader you are, but you ain't ours.
those that you just spoke of, you said that they addressed,
Our issues.
they did. And,
Yes.
okay, so something happened. The torch got dropped. What? I mean,
Oh, you said no, it didn't.
Well,
I mean,
we have many black leaders in our community, but the camera's not on.
Right,
And they doing
right.
so many things. We got a Reeving Fellows in our community that's
Yeah,
out there
true.
grinding
Right,
for 20, 21 years. A lot of people don't know who he is. But a lot of stuff that's taking place in this community is because he is there to agitate and upset. See, that's another thing black leaders do. They agitate. If you don't agitate nothing, nothing happens.
Yeah.
You got to turn the apple cart over. If you don't do that, you ain't our leader.
Yes, and they
Because we got to stop trying to go along to get along.
But I do have to agree with her to an extent when you say what happened to black leadership. Because we do, but I personally believe what happened to black leadership, black people stopped thinking we needed a leader.
Well,
I mean,
did start hearing that
I
among a
was-
certain group.
Black
That's
people
true.
do not
That is
feel that we
That's
do
true.
not need us to direct, no one to
Yeah.
direct us, no one to be in front of us, that we don't have to listen to anyone.
That is true.
I have a pet peeve, and one of my biggest pet peeves is we go around, and I personally believe that in the 60s when the Black Power movement was happening, we were calling each other brother and sister. We
Yes,
would
we
uplift each other as brother and sister.
Yeah.
I personally believe that the enemy, the oppressor, whatever I want to call him, that hidden
White
hand,
man.
convinced us to start calling each other kings and queens. Now let's look at that for a second.
Yeah.
If everyone is king and queen,
Then there is
who will be
no-
the doctor? Who will be the tradesmen?
Yeah.
Who will be the workers? Who will be the builders?
Yeah.
If everyone's king and queen, how can we get
You make a
anything
good point.
done?
I started to not like that anymore.
It's actually almost offensive.
Yeah.
And based on the topic, black leadership versus black politicians, for one, there's never been a time that I know of that a black politician was able to get us out of our condition as far as being oppressed.
Yeah.
And if politics was going to be our way out, Moses was in a great position to be a politician, but he chose to leave Pharaoh's house and come back and say, let my people go. A politician cannot free us.
No.
Well, I go with
No, we gotta know that because I believe that a lot of black leaders, there have been people that went to great lengths to make examples of them. So we have a lot of people that are afraid to be the Fred Hamptons
Yeah,
or the
got Yellow Street down
Muhammad's.
their back.
Because the Malcolm X. Because here it is, they have done things that are something that other people have been able to see, within the community. They've sparked a lot of inspiration, so many proteges, but how many of our black leaders have been made an example? That's why when Obama became president, I was worried if he was gonna really do something and they was gonna try to assassinate him. Because my whole thing was like, okay, yeah, we got a brother in office, in the Oval Office, but is he really gonna do something to help us? Is he gonna give us reparations?
I mean,
or
could
make
he?
sure I
Could he,
felt like he was not gonna do
Could
it. I already
he?
knew. I
Could he?
did.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. No,
Okay.
no. I believe he's operating under
Look
the
at
same
all he
system
did
that
for
everybody else
everybody
is.
else.
Well, yeah, somebody made a joke about it. Someone made a joke. This is not coming from the Black View. They said that. They said, what did Obama do except make a lot of gay laws?
That's true.
They said,
He
what
was
did
their
Obama do for the
president.
people except make
And he
gay laws?
passed the
And so that's
Hispanics
what
Dream
I
Act.
thought it's funny, but
The Dream Act, the Hispanics was fighting for, he passed that law.
Well,
He ain't did nothing
that's
for
a good
us.
question you
Name one
asked.
thing Obama did for black people.
I can name one bad thing
All
did
he
for black
did
people.
was represented a black man in office. That's
and I'm a little, You see, I'm saddened that Muammar Gaddafi died.
That was one of the things he did for black people.
We're gonna leave that alone.
He
Got rid
killed
of our leader.
Muammar Gaddafi.
Got rid of our leader.
Yeah, we're not. The black view does not support that.
That's a real black leader. Muammar Gaddafi was a real black leader. That's right. They had free medical.
Shoot.
They had free dental.
They paid their citizens.
Yes, that's right.
Wasn't no.
That's right.
They paid their.
And the people ran the country. And they wanted to kill Muammar Gaddafi because he set up a satellite in space to keep Britain from intercepting their calls all the time. And then you had to go through Britain and then go to Africa. When he put the satellite up, then they were able to make direct calls like everybody else. How much money do you think Britain lost in that transaction?
Probably billions.
So now you see one of the reasons they wanted to kill him.
I mean,
that's
but
a true
they
black
get
leader,
the billions from
champion
Africa.
our cause.
Getting their billions
Not
from
someone
Africa.
else's cause. Champion our cause.
But-
Politicians,
so-
they can go and suck eggs, whatever they want to do. They can't do nothing for me, period. I'm tired of them always getting us a light in the alley, making sure our garbage can got a hairstone and putting holes, filling holes in the damn street. What else they doing?
So there's a
Sorry.
sister, there's an African sister who's a leader in Africa. I gotta know the country and I'll be able to give her name probably in the next episode. This sister talked about how much billions of money that France and other people are taking from Africa.
Yes.
But they
And
get
now the
1
Chinese.
billion back that they expect for thank yous and for them to appreciate. But how much money are you taking from
Yes.
people? So the resources are being like just taken away from all of us in so many ways, and we're left whatever we're left with. And we have to wonder like who is really getting down to that problem and who's really making some. It's people in Africa. We have some leaders in Africa now that are working on some things. Now they might get demonized, they might not get glorified either. So we have to be mindful of that. We gotta wonder if somebody's being demonized. We have to really dissect and figure out who they are before we listen to propaganda. Yeah, we're gonna leave.
But should we talk about
He was a black leader.
politics in general, in a sense?
Politics,
with
period.
black people and politics just in general.
Black people in politics need to only be present to make sure the white man don't move on us and we don't know it. That's the only reason they should show up. There's gotta be somebody black present, they'll really move on us and that's their only job.
No, see, the reason I said that because we have so many black people who are caught up in, because we know we have an election coming up real soon. We talk about a majority of two
I
parties.
forgot, vote.
Yes, voting is coming up really soon.
Yes.
And we are dominated as Democrats.
We got none, or you gotta
And
vote for Satan, or Iblis, or the devil. Which one you gonna vote for?
So
They all be
yes.
running.
Absolutely. So it's the Republicans. Okay, so when it comes to that, okay, so the effect, we're gonna go ahead and get to
Oh,
another
it's another
subject.
one?
Yes,
Can I
yes,
say one thing
indeed.
about Democrats, Republicans?
Well,
The elephant and the donkey is still. It
Now,
doesn't matter if it's Clinton or Trump. Neither one of them did anything for us.
or we'll do anything, but I look at it a little
They
deeper
did a
than
lot to us.
nothing for us.
They did nothing for
But
us.
I take it past the two parties. I would take it to their constitution. I would take it to their form of government. If we look at it, their original constitution put black people in as product.
Yes,
That we
absolutely.
are a
Congress.
product of we're commerce with nothing but like sheep.
That's right.
That they look at animals more than they look at us. The day they take that out the Constitution, then I personally believe that we should care about politics as a people.
No, yeah,
The
I
most-
agree with you.
The most important thing that we can do, we should not support the Democrat.
Right.
We should not support the
Right.
Republicans because they used to be the Democrat Republic of America. The only thing that they fought over was if black people should be free as slaves and still, or the North just wanted more money.
So it's
and wanted
pretty
to
much
be
the
in slave
same
deal.
people.
Yeah.
So it's the same people
Yeah, and I didn't know that for a long time.
turning us against each other.
Absolutely.
You saying
Yes.
what you about to say?
They used to have the blue.
Oh, she wanna say
I
something?
just said, wow.
No,
That's all I said.
See, because
Yeah, it's really deep. It's really deep. They've had the opportunity to use propaganda to make us think that the Democrats were the liberals and they were the people. But when you think about some of the people that fell under the Democrat and even the KKK ties, it's like, come on, this is all the same.
So let me
Look
say,
at
let me ask
it
you a question
so-
though. If you don't see anybody to vote for, would you still vote? And why? If you will.
Say
That's
that
the question
question
you
again.
don't.
I
I
know it
said,
is.
if you don't see anybody to vote for, would you vote anyway?
You know, it's interesting that you said that. I was watching the show,
And
and
then why?
he said, if I have to choose between the evil or lesser evil, I will not make the choice at all. I would rather not choose. And our vote hasn't really impacted a national thing. It doesn't even matter. Even other people that's not black, their votes really don't matter. We've learned that in many different elections that the popular vote doesn't matter. But if I am to, I will put every election, I write my name in.
Well, you know, they say, okay,
I vote for me.
here's what's said. They say,
Wait a minute, are you guys saying that
y'all
don't vote,
y'all
don't
ain't
vote?
checking
Are you saying don't vote?
No, I didn't say whether you should
No,
vote or not. I
that's
asked you if you don't see a viable person running, would you still vote? See, the whole thing is that
Somebody has to be
a lot
violent.
of, see,
Somebody has to be
voting in politics helps us on a local level, more so than on a national level. Like voting for your alderman, voting for little people, you know, what they call them, commission, what they call them people?
Commitment.
Stuff like that, dealing with your community, but no, dealing with the president and all, nah.
That's a
Who
good
you
point.
gonna vote for? Number two devils always running for
Yep.
office.
So yes, with that being said, y'all, we are going to go on a break. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to the Black View. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will be back right after these messages.
Do you wish you had more energy, more focus, and more control of your appetite? At Total Life Changes, we have a product that provides a boost in energy and focus to help you do more of what you love throughout the entire day. What is this remarkable product? NRG. So what will I feel, you ask? Taking just one NRG capsule in the morning or early afternoon, and you'll feel a boost of energy and attitude, improved mental clarity and memory, a decrease in appetite to support weight management. NRG contains 14 all-natural ingredients that provide your body with benefits you'll really feel. This unique thermogenic fat burner is powered by Advantra Z, a bitter orange extract that suppresses appetite, accelerates fat loss, and has been used safely for over 20 years. Some additional key ingredients include beta-phenethylamine and vanadium to improve athletic performance, speed weight loss, improve overall mood, and increase the attention span. 5-hydroxytryptophan, known as 5-HTP, increases the production of serotonin, which has been known to play an important role in treating depression, insomnia, and obesity. Green tea extract affects thinking and alertness, increases urine output, and may improve the function of the brain's chemical messengers. So what are you waiting for? Give NRG a try today to naturally suppress your appetite and boost your daily routine with the energy and focus you deserve.
Dan Soul Food in the Ashburn community of Chicago.
This restaurant was for my mom. 2 years ago we set her up and she loves cooking the food. So we want to use it for dating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner meetings. Hold between 5 and 50 people. Also for entertainment, and well, we do a lot of catering. We do a lot of catering for parties, repasses, corporate office luncheon, corporate dinners, Christmas affairs. We just do a lot of different things.
I've been here 22 and a half years. I cook soul food, like baked chicken, wing, pork chops, steak. We cook all kind of soul food. Greens, green beans, lima beans, black eyed peas, corn, macaroni, cheese, and candy yam. Piece of chicken and 2 little sides for $5.99.
Dan Soul Food, located at 2523 West 79th Street, open daily to 8 p.m.
Black View. Woo. It's getting heated in here. That's how it is, man. We in the hot seats. With that being said, y'all, we're gonna get into another subject, and this subject is very deep. It's in all of our homes in some way, shape, or form, and we are connected to this topic: the effect of welfare on the Black community. So I will speak on my behalf. Me being a mother to a daughter, I've noticed that living in America, it has its own effect, its own ups and downs. We don't have to get into that. I know that it had helped me. It helped me because I knew that I needed more support from my child, other than what a father could give, other than what other people could give, other than what myself could give as I was working. Just having surgery, getting my daughter out of me because she didn't want to come. She was not ready, and so I knew that I was not feeling too well, had to get out there and work, and it helped. It helped tremendously. Nevertheless, I understood how in some way, shape, or form, some people believe that it may cripple a lot of people in our communities. Yet, there are the others that say, well, it's reparations. Because we need something, like, you're going to give us something? We built this, so can we get something? So I'm kind of up and down with it because on one end, I'm like, man, it helps. We should have it because we definitely should get something for what we've been through. And on another end, I'm hoping and praying that when people decide to start cutting it, that it's not so detrimental that no one has anything. So make sure you're saving your money and that you're doing what you need to do, because that's the issue. How many people are relying on it, but that's it. They're just relying on, they got about 8 kids and they're relying on, and this no offense, be fruitful, multiply. But I mean about 8 children and they get about over 1,000, maybe thousands in a sense, and rely on it solely. What happens if that gets taken away? You know, that's the thought.
Well, I was a young single mom,
Yes.
and but I worked most of my life.
Yes.
I remember I got laid off. My children were younger, and I went to apply for public aid, and that was so many years ago. My son is 43 years old, so that was so many years ago that it was different then, and it helped me, but I guess I was raised by a mom and a dad, you know, who worked, so it was just in me to work. I got on the welfare for a little while. I do feel like now a lot of people have been on welfare, a lot of young single moms have been on it forever, you know, and that it kind of handicaps them. I do think it handicaps them. I think that, I know that now they're trying to have programs and stuff for them to work and get some help, and I think that is good, but I do think that it needs to be a weaning process because we have a lot of laziness in our communities. We know that. We know that if people can get something for free in our community, they'll just stay on it and not care about it, and then it makes the next generation, their children like that, and their grandchildren, and so I think that's something, I think it's a good middle ground or something to help, you know, a bridge to help you. But I think that we should.
I almost think it's psychological. I almost think it's psychological that if we do see, in a sense, like you said, laziness, some people do feel that sense of entitlement deep down that I've been through this, I've been through that, and whatever pains have pained certain folks. This is just speaking on those people's behalf. We don't know those that are not aware that they are crippled by their systems rather than using it to their benefit and, you know, doing something else to make sure that they're keeping their families and themselves afloat because they're threatening to cut people off that don't have a dependent. And that's the part that's like bothering me because I'm thinking about some of the folks that I know. We know that a lot of us, we are old, and this is just the reality. I don't care who wants to cry about the community. We are owed a lot of money. We need our reparations, so it's going to have to come in certain form. So again, that's the only reason why I feel like I'm an advocate for it, but I agree with the sister that you have to be careful not to let it cripple.
I believe that welfare should be more of a transitional program. Something whereby you have to be on it, but meanwhile taking some sort of classes on, computer or whatever, and learning some things so that you can get on your feet. My mother was on welfare, but welfare, when they gave it to us, when the white man give you something, he's not just giving you what you see face value.
Yes.
So when he gave us welfare, he also said farewell to the black structure of the black family.
Welfare,
You see what I'm
farewell.
saying? So we got to wake up to those kind of conditions. So I agree with you when you said, yeah, welfare, but not forever.
Right.
I agree with you when you said the same thing. I agree. They don't want to do that. See, when they started giving us welfare, it was like, there'd not be no man in that house.
Right. Not be no man in the house. Section 8, no man in the house.
When the caseworker came to the house, they didn't sit down, they did an inspection. If they saw a boot, a man's boot, if they saw an extra toothbrush in the bathroom or something, or saw some shaving cream, that affects our welfare check.
And what you think that is?
See, that's
Let's
what
keep
that
it
was
at-
about.
let's
That's
keep it
why I
at-
said it should be a transitional thing.
Can I give a different
Until
perspective?
we get ourselves together, you know.
Alright,
So I'm
yeah.
not against it. I'm not against it. But it should be a gradual program that gets you on your feet
Yes,
and keep you stuck
agree.
on it.
Before welfare came into our community, President Eisenhower in the early 1920s, he did a study, right? And he found out in that study that African American people were the most together ethnic group in America. The black dollar stayed in our community 130% times longer than any other community in itself. Black people stayed married at a 98% rate. We had the lowest divorce rate. We had some of the most educated children, and we had something called Black Wall Street at that time. And it wasn't just in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can look at certain communities in Chicago and Atlanta, all around America.
They had that eco green, that green
Then
book.
insert welfare.
Right.
See, when we look, it's the question. The topic is the effect of welfare on the black.
Because there's more, statistic-wise, there's more other families that's on welfare.
There's more other families, but let's look at the effect that it had on us.
Devastated us.
He made mention that for women to receive welfare, no man.
No man.
Let's look at that for a second.
You gotta look at that.
If men, and then we gotta look at the other forms of welfare. Senior assisted living is a form of welfare. We gotta go deep into it. You can get your children aborted on welfare. When you on their Medicaid, which is another form of welfare, they keep all of your doctor records. See, when we look at the effect of welfare on the black community, we see the destabilization of a strong black community. Because the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s, and the 50s, we were structurally strong. Insert the 60s, the 70s. It took some time. But that's when we started to fall.
Yes.
Coming to the 80s and the 90s, everybody had welfare.
Drugs. Incarceration. I mean,
welfare, depending on the government, that does not care about. See, that's the thing. The minister made a good point about that. That when you get something from this government, when you get something from somebody who has been our open enemy since we met them, we cannot trust it. They've given us all of these dialysis centers popping up. Why are they giving us all these dialysis systems? They must be getting something in our food.
What happened to prevention program? The dialysis thing ain't for prevention. They give you the stuff that cause you to have problems with your kidneys, and then they put the thing out there to plug you in. We becoming a robotic community.
And when you think about the WIC, you know how they give WIC to
plug
women.
us in. We gonna get plugged in.
All of that GMO stuff that they give to the women in the WIC, all of that fake. See, we see it. We see it as a good thing because we have become a people accustomed to crumbs.
Because when I first had my child, I figured that whatever they was giving me, I needed one something. I know I didn't give it Similac. I didn't give it Similac. But they had something else. They had something else. Similac.
No, because that. Because we can talk about how it has benefited individual people. We can see how, yes, it helped my mother put food on the table from time to time. But when will we, as a people, recognize that welfare coming from the government has been the thing to destroy the black community?
And that's the part.
Because we don't look to each other for anything. We don't support each other or anything. It is that government check. We wait for our taxes to come in. And then look at what we spend our link card money at. Food for less.
Yeah.
That's nutritional value.
Save a lot.
Everything that glitters is not gold. Everything that glitters is not gold, and that's really where that comes from.
Thank you. Our Whole Foods got a Whole Food.
Yeah. So we gotta know how to like use those resources for our greater good and get the heck away from them.
We just have to do for ourselves.
We gotta do for ourselves.
We need to be
You know
taught
what I'm talking about?
entrepreneurship, not being taught how to work for somebody.
I mean, yes, and it's fair to
That-
say
that'll get rid of welfare.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
But how many people are really, because we have people that are not in their right minds. We got all types of different things going on that they're providing these services for. And I feel like, okay, good that they have something because these people might not be able to work. We got veterans, you name it. It's all types of different things going on out here. So it's like, do we really say that those people shouldn't rely on their things? Of course they're going to rely on it because it's a part of their crip, in a sense. I don't want to call them cripples, but you know what I'm talking about. Something that's...
mental problems.
Yeah.
They don't care. They're going to make them a soldier and send them right on out there. Crazy as I don't know what.
Well, no, this is true. But
It's
a lot
there.
of those people don't get classified as, dealing with those issues, and they are just people that rely on SNAP and whatever else.
Yeah, SNAP. See? That's mental.
Yeah. That is. It's like SNAP. Another thing was Link. Like everything linked together.
Is there?
Taking us back to the government. That's what they're doing.
But is there anywhere
You want a
in
solution.
our
Entrepreneurship.
I always want a solution. Is
Do
there?
for self.
But we say that, we talk that. We're not doing that. Who's doing that? Where are we doing that at? Where is that? Where are our communities? I'm an entrepreneur, but
There you go. See, that's all.
but guess what? I'm an entrepreneur. Let me tell you, in our neighborhood, people don't buy their. I make business cards, wedding invitations, and all of those things. I know many people.
Yeah.
Guess how many people? Guess how many black people buy from me?
Oh, well,
I'm
see, that's another
sure.
challenge.
But I will say this, sister.
I mean, I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Yes. No,
30 years.
And this is
I cannot not work a job.
Right.
I cannot put up a shop in my neighborhood and expect my people to support me.
But
I
again,
can't.
but sister, you're going off personal
Start something
experience.
else.
I mean, that's all I know.
But here's the thing, shout out to the Black Mall, shout out to Culture Connection. The reason why I gotta mention these places, because if they have the awareness that Sister Brenda Johnson is doing these things, Brenda Robinson
Okay,
is
so
doing these things. I know.
to somebody. Somebody.
Excuse me. Right. It might just be, girl. If they get the awareness, Miss Robinson is doing this, then they would be more than happy to let people know. And that's really what it is. A lot of people don't always look for their own services because they're so used to seeing everybody else. So you do get more support from other people at times. This goes all around the board. You name it, name any service. We see so many other people running to support us when we put ourselves, out there in a certain type of way. Nevertheless, our people now are waking up, and we do have certain communities that are, bridging the gaps. They're bridging the gaps of different regions. We just gotta kind of get affiliated, or at least let somebody know, hey, this is the service I do, because you might rely on your experience so much that you don't realize you might not reach out to somebody like Cassiopeia.
Yeah.
Who Cassiopeia would be so
Welfare
happy
should be the
to make sure that everybody knows that
it.
where can I go to a black-owned business
Certain time,
doing
you don't have
this. So that's really what it is. We
Just
gotta
real quick,
just
really quick to say in answer to that. Things have to get a lot worse for black people to realize they have to do something for themselves. The moment the government snatches away welfare or snatches away the benefits and tell black people we segregating y'all again, we're not supporting y'all no more, then no, it's not unfortunate, it will be beneficial.
Well, no, I'm saying it's unfortunate that it takes that, but like you said.
There ain't enough blood in the streets.
Blood in the mud.
Ain't enough blood in the streets.
All right, y'all. So we are gonna go to break. Thank you for viewing again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share these videos. We'll be back with more of The Black View.
Peace, everybody. It's your girl Case, and I am back with Case's Faves. And this time we're going to be talking about one of my new favorite things, which is this amazing shea butter. It's whipped, it's moisturizing, it feels so good. I swear by it. For my skin to stay healthy and glowing and just feel good, and especially living in Chicago and this harsh cold winter then comes, I need to make sure that I am always protecting my skin and nourishing it, and I love it. And my favorite is by Natural Me, and that's me with M-I, short for my girl Miko, who creates this amazing product. And actually my favorite scent is the King. It's for King, but it just smells so good. I love it so much. I mean, it has some amazing products and stuff inside of it. I'm gonna get this open for you all so that you all can just kind of take a little look at it real quick. See that? Oh, look at that. It's just so smooth. There's some amazing ingredients inside of it. So she has in here, of course, shea butter, olive oil, coconut oil. You have in here some oregano, olive leaf extract, rosemary, bergamot. I think that's how you say that word, B-E-R-G-A-M-O-T, bergamot. Y'all can tell me, okay? Lavender, lang lang, and essential oils. And it's free from alcohol, parabens, silicones, petroleum, mineral oil, and artificial colors.
To The Black View. Everything still is getting heated up in here with all love. But we're going to get into our next topic. Why do we need a license to practice our gifts? Why do we need a license to execute our God-given gifts?
See, that is extremely interesting, right? And I'm going to speak from a point, God has blessed me, right, to have wonderful hands. Ever since I was younger, I used to massage people growing up, really mastering. My mother used to be like, come on son, massage my back. Just crick out my neck, or help that person, or do something like this. To a lot of people telling me, oh man, you are really good at this. Man, God must have gave you a blessing. You should go get your license. I was like, that in itself does not make sense to me. If I can massage a person and
like a commercial pitch
learn,
and instead of concur, I mean I relate to that.
It's not a pitch. It is a fact that there is no reason that we need the permission to do something that we are naturally good at.
That's right.
And
Well, you can't just go around massaging people.
Right.
But
Because of it. Wait.
What he's saying
No,
is
wait.
a God-given gift.
I understand the God-given gift. I understand the God-given gift. But if you can't just say, oh, I know how to massage real good, so I'm gonna set up an office. I don't have to have no kind of anything. Because first of all, I'm not gonna let my kids go to some man, she says. Well, I'm not gonna send my old mama who need her back massage to some man because he said, I know how to massage real good. I didn't go to school, this is my God-given gift, and you just, no.
So you're saying,
what if you was a relative and you knew they had their gift? Then they wouldn't have to have a license.
But they ain't got no place. No, they ain't my relative. I'm gonna go there and did my back massage. That's how his mama did.
So it ain't got
I'm gonna take
But
it
not
back.
everybody in the city ain't gonna go to some man and get that
That's-
massage or some bad.
So why are you saying that? Wait a second. Are you saying that because no. See, when you look at it in that way, I'ma say you think it's not creeps that do have a license to massage?
I think
you might be
it is.
sending your
Oh, I
child
think it
to a
is.
person
I
that's
do.
someone who has a license.
I do.
See, because your point
I
is
do.
that you just
No.
a
I
random
do think-
person
a
saying
lot of masseuse are in
when
jail.
people tell you they have a license,
Gynecologists are
and you
in
ask to see.
A lot of uncles need to be in jail right now.
So wait, y'all. Wait,
A lot of relatives
Let's
need
bring
to
it
be
in
in
real
jail
quick.
for stuff they did that
I'm in.
shouldn't have been doing.
Yes, Miss
No, because that's
Let's get another guy.
Hold on. Wait.
Let's get another guest.
Because the massage.
Let's bring it in real quick. I got something to say about that.
Oh, get another
I got
guest.
something to say about that real quick, y'all. So back to Brother Tahar, when you talk about your natural gift, it is a natural gift, yes. It is something you can do with people that you know that you're familiar with, yes, and they will trust you to not only be able for you to provide those services, but then when we get into finances, into strangers, people are looking for licenses. Why? Because my back is injured, I got sciatica, I got different things, so we got people that study, and dissect, because for instance, I am too. My mom used to massage her feet since I was little. She told me I had hands of heaven, magic hands, whatever. It either went to my head, she tells me till this day that yes, she would heal me. So I was always massaging different people, and then same thing, you healing me. I thank God for that. Nevertheless, I would love to do it, but me also being a woman, I have to be careful. I can't just feel like I can tell people I know how to massage and help, and I don't have a license. Why? And even this, sometimes with a license, we gotta be careful. Some women are out here using the license for other things, and men are doing the same thing too. But with that being said, it's like the license will give you the license to be able to touch strangers and to give money.
So let's take it past that then.
Oh, wait, but not just to touch a stranger.
No, I'm not. I'm taking it past the massage because he said other things. We go to school. We go to school, right, to get a degree that we never use. We get certain certifications that we get that we never use.
Man, tons of people do.
Why do we have to get licensed and be accredited for things that some people can naturally do?
Right.
Who permission does we need? Why do we need permission to be ourselves?
Right.
Why do we have to go above and beyond?
Well, see, in America, they turned it in the form of a license, but what it's all about is anything that you do, and they got to get a credit.
Exactly.
Yes, and then when you think about some of the things
so
that
they
you
turned
gotta
it
get.
into the form of a license.
For instance, I love doing hair. You gotta be a licensed cosmetologist. I love doing nail. You gotta be a licensed nail tech. Why?
You don't have to. You can just
somebody
people you know.
Oh, but
look, this is true. But then when we think about some of the things that happen, some women get infections because somebody doesn't know how to clean the utensils good enough. Some people have certain diseases on their hands, or have more so skin conditions rather. And we gotta be able to know that. Some people will burn people's scalp, and not know how to really understand different scalp textures. I agree, and this is somebody like me. I still do hair, and I will still do somebody's nails if they want, but not so much adding nails. Just doing like designs, because when you get into adding nails, and there's things to know, y'all, and that's really what it boils down to. It's like,
but
do what you love, do what you know how to do. Don't try to force what you don't know how to do.
Learn what you don't know. So like for instance, if I go get a massage from a regular person, I say, oh, I got this problem in my back, and they do what they do. Now I know how to help somebody that got that same problem in their back, because I know the technique that they used on my back. But again, to get off massage therapy and talk about some of the other things specifically that we know are God-given gifts to certain people, that we know they come into this plane of existence blessed with, but they say, no, bro, you might be good at that. But we ain't gonna let you do that unless you, like he say. Why do we have to pay somebody
They can't get
to do
everything? But then when you think about, you have to weigh out the benefits. So when you pay, how much more you're gonna be paid when you get.
Here go one.
Right.
No.
And this is coming from somebody that I don't agree with the license thing either. In retrospect. But it's something that I realized that hey, if I get my license, I'm gonna get that money back and some.
Well,
You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take it a little personal into the Temple of Mercy Association. There are so many pastors, so many people who go through the school of theology.
Oh, yeah, you talking the theological cemetery.
Yes, who are certified according to license. Thank you, seminary. Who are licensed to be preachers, but God has sent messengers and people who have a voice that were ordained by the Creator. But certain churches, they can hear you speak, but then they ask you, what school did you go to? Where's your certification? That's a God-given.
It's supposed to be a God-given gift, but it just goes to show you that a lot of those people, they're learning how to talk to people, they're learning how to move people, and they're not really taking it from their core. That's not what they're not taking it from their core and their God-given messages from God. Then don't get me wrong. I know that ultimately sometimes people's paths is what they were led into. By receiving the message from God in their spirit, or just what they want to do. And sometimes they want to get in it for the money or for the attention. Or for certain things, so we're gonna leave that alone because we don't know. There's those people and there's others that are genuine. Nevertheless, that shouldn't be that. I mean, when you're talking to people's hearts, you're talking to their souls, and you bringing them close to God. I mean, it shouldn't be that. So that's what we gotta get into.
He's talking about God-given gifts.
Yes, indeed.
And having a license for it.
Yes, indeed. So we're gonna talk about
in this world, because of the way it's set up and certain laws are set up, they ask that you have a license in order to practice.
Right.
Sad word is practice.
Yes.
That's why we're in trouble now. The doctors are practitioners. They practice. But anyway, I'm not going to even go there.
So yes, we're going to talk about our final view, y'all. Our final view. So, get back into a couple of the subjects in order to do that. So then, going back to black leadership versus black politicians. We're not saying don't vote, we're just saying make sure that you know who you are voting for.
Amen.
Make sure you are connecting to exactly who these people are that you believe that you are voting for, because that's more important than the actual vote.
That's right.
Republicans and Democrats, whoever you are, we respect it, but we're just saying, what Sax Preacher said, we're going to leave that alone.
He's still on.
And this is what this brother said, and we'll just say this. Know who those people are as well. Know whoever that you identify with. Why do you identify with that? What is it exactly that you view, and why do we feel like the Republican is the bad one and the Democrat is the good one, or vice versa? What is it that's coming from you that's making you think that, or from somebody that may influence you to think that? The effect of welfare on our black communities. Do what you do, get what you need to get, but don't let it consume you. Don't let it over. Do not let it be absolutely everything that you need. Your whole life, you need to make sure you have another form of income and that you are self-sufficient as much as possible. Don't rely on anybody like that, because they might not have your best interest at heart.
Tell me.
Woo! And why do we need a license to execute our God-given gifts? Practice your gifts, but don't do anything that you don't know how to do and say you know how to do it, because you just might go to jail.
I just want to quickly shout out that everything that
his brother's wearing. Yes.
That comes from a black-owned business. It's actually vended at the event that we are here today called Legacy Man's Boutique.
Yes.
They are located on 4655 South King Drive. When I'm talking about the benefit of having a male boutique, there are so many things for women, but men do not have a place that they can go where they're not going to spend hundreds of dollars. I'm telling you, I got $100 suits that cost $100 in major stores for like $25. That you see the tag from the major stores that they came from. We talk about when there's a benefit to supporting black business, we really need to. And I was dressed by Legacy.
Yes.
That's right.
And I was dressed by Ankara Imports with this melanin popping shirt and these melanin popping earrings and this neckband. So shout out to that sister and her husband. Thank you all for tuning in to the Black View. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you again, the legendary Sax Preacher, Brother Minister Taharka. and the lovely, beautiful Miss Brenda Johnson. I said that on purpose. It's Brenda Robinson. But as she said, her husband just
Mr.
might
Johnson,
be
you
here.
out there somewhere. Good night.
Good night.
Ourselves about what that vote means. You were told by a whole lot of black leaders in the past, watch your enemy. Learn your enemy better than you learn yourself. And what we used to do in the old days, we would have people vote. And then you know what we would do? We would take them votes, to all of them receipts for votes, to one of their ministers, and we would go to one of their politicians and dump them receipts on. That's how we got things done in the past. You want to get back in here? These are the votes that the black community got. And that's the reason we got the respect that we got in the 70s.
And that's why that works out.
Which is why I said.
Yeah, that's why it's good
This is why I said
you understand. Locally is
we'll get more things done
Yes.
voting locally.
Then what's the vote for Hillary just because she's going to be a woman without knowing that woman was more evil than Trump. She could have You know what I mean about people that I see that they're just like, oh, I wish Hillary won. Oh, I want to vote for Hillary because it's going to be a woman in office. It's just bombarded with the propaganda lies.
This is
Even though I ain't pro-Obama, whatever, man.
And you
my people, welcome to another episode of Pretty Boss TV, and I just wanted to do a quick video. This is a message to the conscious community, and I'm really coming from just a place of love, you know, and understanding and compassion, but I also just want to implant some food for thought. Now, trust me, I went through, in my journey, I went through all the stages, okay? I went through the phase where you just don't even want to admit that what's going on. I always knew, like, my mother, I had the type of mother, like, she was I guess you would say a strong black woman, okay? She still is till today, but she educated me. Like, I had to read certain books, you know, Malcolm X, certain things. I was reading these things from a child, also along with my scholastic studies, but my mother always introduced us to that knowledge and awareness of self from the perspective that she knew about it, okay, in the best way that she could. So I was always aware. Let's get that clear. She introduced Behold the Pale Horse to me when I was in the 7th grade. My uncle and my brother, they were older than me at the time, but I was a 7th grader when I first came across Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. If you haven't read that book, people who are into conspiracy theories and the Illuminati, read that book, Behold the Pale Horse, okay? Just read that book and understand what it's saying. So my point in making this video is my conscious brothers and sisters, okay? Whether you feel like you're pro-black, black power, whether you feel like you're just on a spiritual path, which that's great for those people who have found enlightenment and understand that this thing is bigger. It's bigger than what we think we are looking at, okay? This is a spiritual war, okay? This is really a spiritual thing. But for my people who are still looking at it from a very physical perspective and getting caught up in the race wars, oh my goodness, that they're clearly perpetuating these race wars. You know, even when you look at television and they talk about, like, I was listening to Tariq Nasheed, and he said when he was hearing the broadcast about the man who was said to be a crackhead, the homeless man that they pinned the Atlanta bridges burning on, they said in every cast that they saw, they said a black crackhead, a black homeless crackhead. So even on the media, they perpetuate race for a reason. You know, they create this dialogue, they create this way of speaking that creates tension between so-called white people, okay, and melanated people in this world.